Well, hi there. This is Dave DeBow, and welcome to this week's episode of Canadian Profits TV. And I've got a question for you. The question is, do you have the skill? And what skill am I talking about? I'm talking about any kind of high income skill. Something that you can do, a service that you can provide that is in high demand and people will pay a lot of money for. Now, I first clued into this myself quite a few years ago when I first came back to Canada after living in Costa Rica for quite some time. So when I first came back to Canada, I didn't have a heck of a lot of high income skills. I had some marketing experience. That was pretty much it. I run my own business, but I didn't really have any high income skills. Then I started developing those skills. So I started focusing on learning how to speak in public. I honed my marketing skills. I started working with Darren and the Fast Track group. Now, when I first started working for him, I wasn't getting paid high income skills. However, I put what I knew to work, proved myself, and then very, very quickly got in that high income skill bracket because the proof was in the pudding. So what are examples of high income skills? So for myself, public speaking, writing books, consulting, doing marketing campaigns, creating programs, that sort of thing, high income skills, raising capital, training people on how to do things about that, helping people to do those kind of things. So what is a high income skill? Well, typically there are a couple of things that you can be looking at. Quite often, if we're willing or able to do what other people cannot do or don't want to do, those tend to be high income skills. An example of that would be a brain surgeon. Okay, that's something that the vast majority of us don't know anything about. Some of us could probably use that service, but we don't know anything about providing that service. Hence, the brain surgeon does what we cannot do and what probably a lot of us don't want to do either, and therefore is very, very highly paid for that, very specialized skill. Same with plastic surgeons, medical professionals. They have to go through so much schooling, so much training to get to that level. That's why they're so well compensated. Now, the other side of the coin could be doing something that people just really don't want to do. So it's actually kind of interesting, but morticians tend to make very good money. Now, maybe not doctor type money, but they make good money. Big reason is most people, myself included, don't want to work with dead bodies. So they are very well compensated for that kind of work. All right, so what does that have to do with you? What does that have to do with me? Well, the whole idea is, chances are, if you've been working at a job for years, you've got a skill or a skill set which may or may not be very highly compensated. Nowadays, especially in Western Canada with the turmoil of the economy and a lot of people being out of work, there are a lot of people who are accustomed to making very good money with whatever skill they had, or not even really needing to have much skill, but now there's no longer any demand for what they were doing. So now it's time to look at, okay, what kind of a high income skill do I have or can I develop sooner rather than later without having to go to school for 8 years or 10 years or something like that? What is something that I can do or a skill I can develop that other people cannot do or don't want to do? And then you focus on that and you start doing your own thing. All right. So my buddy Dan Locke and I are going to be having a special presentation all about that on Tuesdays. Let me check the date. April the 26th. So you can find out all about that, the name of what we're calling a MasterClass and how you can get enrolled. Just click on the link below this video for full details on how to do that. All right. So it's all about that high income skill. If you don't have one or you don't think you have one, definitely want to be on this call. And if you do have one, start thinking about it. How can you, even if you're currently working, how can you use that high income skill to generate additional income for yourself? Now, if you're thinking, Dave, well, you talk a lot about real estate investing. You talk about it a lot about creating passive income. Well, that's true. However, you also need to pay the bills today. And one of the challenges with a lot of different kinds of real estate investing is that it's more of a long-term play. It's not necessarily generating immediate cash flow today. If you have a high income skill, then that's something you can use to pay the bills today and to be investing in the future. Now, another high income skill is raising capital, finding deals, putting deals together. That is a high income skill. You just have to understand how to package that and how to charge for it. All right, that's Canadian Profits TV for this week. Take care. Hope you're enjoying some wonderful sunny weather. Kamloops is crazy. Today, the day that I'm taping this, is actually supposed to get up to 30 or 31 degrees Celsius. Hope the weather sticks around like that for the upcoming Investor Attraction Summit. That's happening at the end of May, and I'll be telling you more about that as the weeks go along as well. All right, take care. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.